to understand the thing that we have to understand most about the healing narrative with bottoming is that I'm giving myself to someone to have a healing experience, to have a transcended experience. The most analogous thing that you can think of is when you go to a masseuse and you hand them your body and they meet and work your body to produce a very specific outcome. One is to give you this transcendent sense of relaxation where you can kind of just fall into these lower brain waves and not be asleep, but just kind of go away. And in that moment, you're terribly vulnerable. You're damn near naked, if not naked. You know, you're prone, you're face down, you can't see anything, right? And this person that you've never met is handling your body in a way that, you know, you wouldn't allow your boss to do or the guy down the street to do. You feel that because of his education, skills, and knowledge, that he can bring healing into your life through your body. And that's what we're doing when we're stepping into the place of dominance and submission. We're essentially making the same soul contract saying, I want you to handle my body in a way that helps me transform into this other thing, into this other space, into this other way. Maybe pain is the conduit by which I find freedom. Maybe it's the way that I develop a sense of ability to cry. Maybe this is how I'm going to mourn. Maybe this is how I find my sexuality. Whatever it is, we believe that they are the alchemists that can transform me on a fundamental level, even if it's for the tiniest second. Transform me from this to something else more desirable, right? And so that soul contract, that covenant that we make before we go into that space, that covenant that we call negotiation, that covenant that we call safe word, really should be the container, the safe space that we create so that we're able to let go. Everything that we possibly should ask for, want, be concerned about should happen in, let's say, the metaphorical lobby of this place, right? Before we go behind the curtain and take off our clothes and become vulnerable and lay down and close our eyes in a place with a person that we barely know in this way, or may want to get to know, or have a passive attraction to, or long for, hunger for, whatever it is, we need to leave it outside. The container is the covenant that we make with another human being to produce this outcome, right? So anything that you want to ask for that's going to make you feel safe, and I tell people all the time that safety doesn't exist. Safety doesn't really exist. It's called security theater. Anything that makes us feel comfortable enough to go forward is really what we're talking about. I just want to hear you say that you'll stop when I say my safe word. I just want to hear you say that you care enough to flog me and do a warm up and give me aftercare. I just want to hear you say that you're interested in me, or I look pretty, or you care. Right? I just want to hear you say those things so that I feel comfortable enough going forward. In most cases, that's the very minimum of what we're asking for as a foundational narrative of that covenant. Because there is no guarantee that a partner, no matter how long you've known them, is going to stop. No matter how much you trust them, that you have no guarantee that they're going to give you aftercare, or pull out, or wear a condom, or whatever it is. But this is still the opportunity to have faith, belief in the absence of proof, with the person that you're giving your body to. And to have this moment where you can step into this chrysalis that we call a scene and allow yourself to start to be transformed and feel into that space and open up and grow and develop in the way that you need to. This is the space where we get to grow. So when we access those desires, ask for it. No matter how superficial, no matter how needy you sound, no matter how weird it may come off, whatever it is that you need to feel comfortable and relaxed, say it. Part two is no matter what archetype you have to inhabit in order to ask for it, do it. What does that mean? It is a very big difference in presentation when a person says, don't touch my ass, don't finger me, don't put your tongue in my mouth, and don't kiss me. It's very chrome, very assertive, very powerful woman, right? As opposed to someone saying, you know, when someone does that, it reminds me of when I was a kid and I don't feel safe. And I don't want to be in that place with you in this moment. So it would mean a whole lot to me if you would just really be careful with me around these items, around kissing and around touching me in this way and doing those things. Is that okay? Very different way of conveying the same information. So it's not only what you say, but how you think you should say it, or how you feel you should say it, or the way you should say it and the best way to convey it to the person that you're with. I personally believe that when you think of the safety narrative, if that's coming from your little, if that's coming from your maiden, speak from that space. If your little girl is just scared to be in a room with this big bad man, then let her talk. If you feel like you need to be from this power position, then write out your power position and come with your list of demands and kick ass in the process, right? If you need to feel like you're a part of holding that safe space and nurture other people, because that's a part of your sexuality too, let it come from that space, right? Whatever you need to do, whoever you need to be in order to feel like you can step into this place of letting go, be it. Right? Sorry about that. 1 second. And lastly, understand that when you feel connected to that individual on a human level, sensation feels different. If I'm turned on by the person that I'm with, the sensation feels different. If I'm turned off by the person that I'm with, sensation feels different. If I am intellectually connected to the person I'm with, or feel submissive or subordinate to the person I'm with, or if they fit some kind of fantasy narrative, all those are going to produce the same situations. So when we go into a scene or a negotiation, we talk about, well, I don't like floggers. No, you haven't liked floggers up until this point. Think about the levels of connection and where you want to connect and how you may be able to use those tools in a way that's aligned with your desires, right? There's nothing wrong with using a flogger as a sensation tool. There's nothing wrong with using a flogger as a choking implement or a way of grabbing or holding, right? There's nothing wrong with using it as a paddle. Whatever way you can use it to reflect, you know, the way you wish to connect with an individual is great. But don't think that just because it's a whippy thing that you're going to be whipped, or just because it's a hitty thing that you're going to be hit. Think about who you want to be with me, and then let's together use those implements in a way that highlights the narrative that we're creating. That's why it's called a scene. Example, you can have a scalpel, right? And use it in surgery. And this is the surgeon's scalpel tool, healing. Put it in the hand of a serial killer, very different implement. Very different intention, very different intensity, right? Put a scalpel or a knife in the hand of a sadist, very different energy from a sensualist. Very different energy, right? When the person's in that daddy dom, he's going to use that knife differently than when he's in this the mood of sadistic son of a bitch. Let's talk about how we want to show up for each other, in what way we want to show up for each other, and most of all, how long we want to show up for each other. always have an entry and an exit, right? There's got to be a way of us saying scenes beginning and scenes ending. Two reasons. Sometimes you just need to know that, okay, we're almost at the end and I can push myself a little bit further. I want to see how much more I can take, how much more I can do. Right? And if it works, it's great. If it doesn't, put it away. It's okay. We can tap out. We can use our safe word. We'll try harder next time. But to me, the more important thing is if you fall into a deep psychological connection with another human being, if you can break the container and say, hey, I'm back in myself, in my autonomy, in my own narrative, and I'm back control of me, it can help with this idea of being abandoned after scene, where you feel like a person's not here. You feel like they own you, like you're like we're still connected and this person's no longer here. And my body doesn't understand why I can't hold you, why I can't talk to you, why I can't touch you, why I can't be with you. Because that connection is still tied there. So there has to be a ritual coming in and connecting, and there has to be a ritual going away and leaving. Right? We have to be able to maintain and manage those ties. I'm going to pause here and I'm going to open it up for everybody else.
Here we go.
Okay, you're supposed to bring up the. Did you want me to bring up the?
Oh, no, I didn't hear you ask me to. Here it comes.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. She's going to read the, I have to do it in tarot cards because I didn't have enough time to do it any other way, but I'm going to keep it because I like it. So what we're going to do is do the energetics, the archetypal narratives, so on and so forth. And then I'm going to tell you how we use it in kink, specifically for bodies, healing, and service. Selena, to you.
Arnica. The arnica plant holds potent transformative powers associated with love, healing, and protection. Its archetypal significance encompasses the caregiver, magician, and great mother, while its medicinal properties have made it a valuable source of holistic healing for centuries. In the realm of archetypes, arnica is a symbol of transformation and healing. Its potent powers have been recognized for centuries, woven into the tapestry of myth and legend. Arnica is a true magician of the plant kingdom, harnessing the power of ritual and the divine feminine to effect change in the physical and emotional realms. Arnica's association with the Virgin Mary, the Great Mother archetype, provides a nurturing and protective energy that soothes and comforts those in need. The plant's mystical and magical properties align with the archetype of the magician, tapping into the unseen forces of the universe to create positive change. At the heart of arnica's transformative power lies its ability to soothe pain and reduce inflammation. This is reflected in the archetype of the caregiver, representing comfort and support for those in need. Arnica's holistic healing properties can be seen through the lens of homeopathy, which stimulates the body's natural healing processes to create a sense of balance and well-being. In the tarot, arnica would appear as a powerful symbol of transformation and regeneration. Its presence would signify the potential for profound healing and positive change, both in the physical and emotional realms. The card would radiate a protective energy, providing a sense of comfort and safety in the face of adversity. With the Arnica Tarot card by your side, you are empowered to harness the power of ritual and the divine feminine to create positive change in your life. The transformative energy of Arnica is at your fingertips, ready to guide you on a journey of healing and self-discovery.
Okay, so the way I found out about Arnica is I used to date a adult entertainer who specifically did heavy masochistic scenes, and Arnica was her best friend. She loved it. She would take these little Arnica pills like a week before going out because she said it helped with bruising. And of course, I had to find this out. So what I come to find out is Arnica is great for heavy bruising. Like I think it was Peace said, she's got some some marks on her body, and some badges, something to take home, a lovely parting gift, if you will, right? But sometimes people feel like they need to give themselves aftercare. How do we care for ourselves after the aftercare? Well, one of the good things that you can do is you can take a little oil and you can buy a simple bag of arnica at any market, right? These are just a simple bag of arnica. They sell them at every market, right? And you just take a little oil, put it and get it up hot, put these in, let it soak. As it begins to smoke just a little, turn it off, strain it out. And now you have a healing salve that you can use to help accelerate the healing on that bruise. It can also help with arthritis. It can also help with rheumatism. It can also help with sprains. It can help you work on yourself and make yourself better. So when we start talking about self-care and self-healing, this is one of the rituals that I implore people to learn how to do, which is create the soothing balms, create the soothing situations, create the things that you need organically and holistically to be able to take care of yourself, both inside and out. Right? That's really important. Yeah, it also can help with menstrual cramps too. So that's a really simple idea. Okay, let's move to the next one.
Camphor. Camphor, a substance revered for its symbolic and archetypal significance, has played a vital role in the mythologies, folklores, and religions of various cultures throughout history. Its association with purity, protection, and spiritual harmony has made it a popular substance for use in healing, spells, and rituals where it is believed to hold immense power. In Hinduism, camphor is associated with Lord Shiva, the destroyer and transformer. Its use in temples as an offering symbolizes the purification of the mind and body and the transformation of negative energies into positive ones.
Pause. One of the things that we always talk about having clean spaces when we're doing a scene. You want somebody to have a clean bedroom, you want a clean floor, you want clean tools. Well, another thing that you can do is make sure your room or your space or whatever you're going to do is energetically clean. A lot of people want to burn sage. That's one way of doing it. A lot of people want to burn Palo Santo. That's another way to do it. But you can also have camphor, which has multiple uses. The use for cleansing specifically negative energy and not just energy, which is what the other ones do. They erase all the energy, good energy, bad energy, right? Everything. It's just like taking an eraser to your own house, whereas this one is specific to negative energy because of its relationship to the feminine. Go ahead.
In Chinese folklore, camphor is associated with the goddess Mazu, the protector of seafarers. It is believed to have the power to repel evil spirits and protect against disease, making it a potent symbol of protection and safety. In Japanese mythology, camphor is associated with the goddess Amaterasu, the goddess of the sun. Its use in rituals to lure her out of hiding in a cave and restore the light to the world symbolizes the power of camphor to bring light and healing to darkness. In ancient Egyptian culture, camphor was closely associated with the goddess Isis, the mother goddess and protector of the dead. She used camphor to embalm the body of her husband Osiris and to protect him in the afterlife. Camphor thus became a symbol of protection and preservation, as well as a reminder of the cyclical nature of life and death.
Okay, so one of the other things that we talk about is how can you provide service, custom make service to your thing. What about if you're going to do a massage on your partner, if you're going to give him a rub down? How about making a camphor oil to soothe those weary muscles, maybe after a long day's work, or maybe giving a hand massage after a long scene? This is something else that you can add to your repertoire as a service-oriented individual who wants to also bring healing into their service, to be able to provide healing for another individual. And camphor is inexpensive. You can buy it either in its raw form or you can buy it as an essential oil from markets, Amazon, and online. This also differentiates you as a service-oriented person because it's taking your service to the next level. You're saying, I not only have the desire to serve, but I also have a desire to heal. Maybe that's a part of your thing. So providing service and taking it to the next level, this is a great way.
From a medicinal perspective, camphor has been used for centuries to treat a variety of ailments. In traditional Chinese medicine, camphor is used to treat respiratory problems and skin conditions, as well as to relieve pain caused by arthritis and other inflammatory conditions. In Ayurvedic medicine, camphor is used to treat headaches, coughs, fever, and wounds, making it a potent symbol of healing and restoration. In magical contexts, camphor is believed to have the power to purify and protect. Its use in spells and rituals to banish negative energy and promote spiritual harmony is a testament to its potent symbolic and archetypal significance. In some traditions, camphor is believed to have the power to enhance psychic abilities and promote prophetic dreams, making it a powerful symbol of spiritual awakening and growth.
Yeah, definitely. And this is another thing when you're trying to bring more different energies and different ways of being into your life. You can put a little camphor in your I don't know if it's called the atomizer or whatever it is that makes your room smell good. If you're
Diffuser.
looking for, diffuser for a different transcended experience, you want to go into that space, you want to bring that energy into it. Maybe it will enhance the intangible and energetic narrative that you have. Maybe that's something you want to bring into the space. Your Dom's bringing the toys, he's bringing the physical, maybe you bring the metaphysical as a way of enhancing the emotional, psychic, spiritual narrative that you can go through, right? One of the things that I always say, I want a person to be an attribute to my life, right? I want them to be an attribute as opposed to a benefit. I can get the benefits of your body, but again, that wears off, but I want you to be an attribute to my life. You can bring something meaningful and profound, to my existence. I think it makes a person more appreciative of who you are and make you more essential to their existence. And so a lot of the insecurity is about getting rid of or walked away from or abandoned kind of start going out the door, because what you provide is so amazing. You make their body feel good, their mind feel good, they feel expanded when they're with you. And this is part of the offering that you can give. Next slide.
Juniper. The Juniper tarot card embodies protective and purifying energies, feminine nurturing qualities, and transformative power. It represents healing, growth, and renewal, and evokes prophetic dreams and psychic abilities. It is a symbol of myth's power and transformative potential. Juniper, a magnificent evergreen tree, is imbued with spiritual, symbolic, and poetic significance that has captivated the human imagination since time immemorable. Its essence is steeped in a mythological and archetypal narrative that transcends time and space. As an archetype, juniper is linked to the protective and purifying properties that lie deep within the collective unconscious. It embodies the spirit of the Celtic warrior goddess Brigid, who fiercely guards her followers and protects them in battle. The juniper tree is a symbol of the Norse goddess queen Frigg's power to ward off malevolent spirits and create a sanctuary of safety for her family. In the realm of healing, juniper is associated with the Greek goddess Artemis, the embodiment of feminine strength and independence. She is the healer who uses the berries of the juniper tree to cure and protect her followers. The juniper is also linked to Shiva, who meditates beneath its boughs, using its essence to enhance his spiritual insights and clarity.
Pause. So I used to do these shows with well, let me go back. I used to do these adult movies with a very specific person who was very embarrassed about this, so I'm not going to say her name. But if there was dust in the room, she broke out. She got contact dermatitis for anything. So space had to be very clean, very clean. But if you're in a warehouse, if you're on a set, dust is going to come in. And so she would always get contact dermatitis. And so she used to keep this little mixture of juniper with her on juniper oil with her. So it's just a little bit of juniper mixed with oil. And between takes, she would just rub her skin where it was irritated with the juniper. And that would honestly help reduce some of the swelling, reduce some of the effects of what was going on in those spaces. And so again, we can't always expect people to have the intuitive knowledge to be able to do this for us, right? To be able to carry all these implements. But when we care for ourselves, when we can say, hey, you know, I know how to create these things from scratch. I know how to make these things. I know the energetic narrative that I'm looking to step into. Maybe I'm looking to contact my inner warrior. Maybe I'm looking for an archetypal narrative. Maybe I just want something related to the healingness of a mother or the nurturing spirit of a goddess. And so I want to bring that into my life. And so I can use this. And I can put this on. It's my responsibility for my healing. I'm taking my healing into my own hands. And so that was one of the ways that she used juniper to help with that. Go ahead, and then I'll go to the next one.
As a symbol of love and fertility, the juniper is an archetypal manifestation of the divine feminine. It embodies the nurturing qualities of the Roman goddess Juno, who protects and blesses those who seek her guidance. In some cultures, the juniper tree is believed to attract a lover, break curses, and bless the union of newlyweds. The juniper's essence has a potent magic that evokes prophetic dreams and enhances psychic abilities. It is a symbol of transformation, growth, and renewal, mirroring the cycles of life and the seasons of the soul.
Okay. No, well, sorry, I'm gonna go one more time. So one of the other things about juniper is there's two types of bacteria that causes acne, right? And juniper is one of the compounds that kills one of them. And it's usually the strain that is associated with hormonal imbalance. And so if you ever break out at a certain time of the month, if you ever, if you go through hormone replacement therapy, this is a great way to step in and say, hey, I can use a little bit of this also to help treat any blemishes that may come up as a result of, you know, my hormones being off. I actually have to use it because I take testosterone. And so if you know anything about testosterone, it can give you this horrible acne, these big bumps and everything all over yourself. And so I use it to mitigate my skin, you know, and it works very well. It works very well. And one of the things I recommend is if you have any African black soap, just add a little juniper to your African black soap, and then you can wash with it, do what you need to do with it. And it will help, especially those if you get acne that time of the month, with ridding yourself of that acne or ridding yourself of that specifically due to hormonal imbalance. Go for it.
In the archetypal narrative of juniper, we find a rich tapestry of spiritual and symbolic significance that resonates with the depths of the human psyche. It is a potent reminder of the enduring power of myth and the transformative potential of the unconscious.
Okay, so let's pause and let's just open this up to people and see how how this is landing for you. See what you're thinking about this and using these, bringing this healing modality into your life. Thoughts or feelings?
Okay. Shea butter. In West African mythology, the shade tree represents the divine feminine and is linked to the goddess Oya. Shea butter offers protection, healing, and comfort, drawing on the archetypal energies of the divine feminine to guide and sustain us. Shea butter, a natural fat extracted from the African shade tree, holds within it the power of ancient archetypes and spiritual symbolism. In the depths of our collective unconscious, the shade tree represents the divine feminine, a sacred and nurturing force that has long been associated with fertility, creation, and renewal. In West African mythology, the shade tree is linked to the goddess Oya, a powerful deity who governs the winds and storms of life. Oya is a symbol of transformation, representing the power to let go of the old and embrace the new. Through the shea tree, Oya communicates with us, offering us the healing balm of shea butter to protect and nourish our bodies and souls. Shea butter is a gift of the earth, a tangible expression of the divine feminine's love and care. Its magical properties allow it to ward off negative energies, protecting us from the forces that seek to harm us. When we anoint ourselves with shea butter, we tap into its spiritual essence, inviting the archetypal energies of the divine feminine into our lives. In traditional medicine, shea butter has long been recognized for its healing powers. Its anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties make it a powerful remedy for a range of skin conditions, from eczema to acne. But beyond its physical healing properties, shea butter also holds the power to soothe our souls, easing our pain and offering us a sense of comfort and security in a chaotic world.
You know, when I first started using shea butter as a healing modality, I got it from this woman who used to run an African shop, and she said shea butter is a carrier oil, right? It carry all the other things, and you know it's a woman because a woman got to carry a man when he get weak, your son when he get tired, right? The family when they can't go no more, right? It's a carrier. Remember that it's a woman that's always carrying all the other things. And so she showed me how to melt it. She told me how to put the stuff in it, and then how to get the stuff out of it, and then how to store it, and then you use it. And so all the things that we talk about here can be put into that. And it can be put in there for you. It could be put in there for somebody else. You could put it and just put a top on it and store it in some kind of dry, dark place later on for when you need it. But at the end of the day, this is what most people use in African phenomenology to do the healing. And so sometimes you have to do it for yourself. As a dom, I got all the oils. I put them all on. Smell like an incense when I walk around most of the time, you know what I mean? So for me, it's really important to kind of look at and respect and see how I can use this. How many people like hot oil massages? You can use you can use warm shea butter. Same thing. And it's healthy for you and it's good for you. And it only has what you put in it. Only has what you bring to it. There's nothing else in it. It's raw, natural, straight out of a tree. So what is your intention in massaging your partner? What is your intention in using it to be massaged? What is it when you're rubbing it into yourself? Bring that intentionality into your own healing. I'm gonna pause there. Go ahead and scroll to the next one, and then we'll break for a moment.
Menthol.
Oh, you know what? Let's skip this and just do one more because we're running late. Do the turmeric one. I got a good story about that, and we'll make sure that you guys get all these too. Is there a turmeric in there?
No, I was gonna say I don't remember seeing turmeric.
Oh, I must not put in there. Damn it! Damn you!
Oh, frankincense, myrrh, eucalyptus.
See if we didn't pass it.
Well, it wouldn't be up at the top.
All right, fine. Go to menthol.
It sounds so disappointed.
I am, because I had a great story for that when it was a kink story too.
Oh, well, do you want to just freeball it? You want to talk about it?
Okay, so I met, it almost feels like a dream because I met this sub for maybe a total of 2 weeks. And she used to ride around with everything that she owned in a bag. Sound like some other people I know from Canada. Everything in one bag. And she used to have this big jar of shea butter, and it was mixed with turmeric. And I was like, I always ask her how she got this beautiful tone to her skin. And she would take this stuff and slather it on her body all the time. And it was like amazing, the glow and that it brought to her skin and how it augmented and evened her tone out. And I used to use it, and I noticed how it made my hands feel so much better after a spanking scene. Like, so sometimes you got to think every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So if I'm hitting you and you bruise up, think about what's happening to my hand. If I'm squeezing you and you bruise up, think about what's happening to my hand. You're getting bruised, I'm getting bruised too. And so then over a period of time, the muscles swell, the tendons swell. And I used to get these very amazing bouts of relief from it. And then it became a ritual where she just crack open the jar and massage my hands constantly with the stuff that she made fresh. And I felt so special. I felt like $1,000,000 that I got to be the focus of a ritual, that I got to sit back and be taken care of and put the responsibility down for just a second and just allow somebody to heal my body. You know what I mean? I'm so busy working on everyone else that I often don't get the time to do it. Selena actually does my feet on a regular basis. It's always wonderful. But in general, over my life, I've done more dealing with my hands being sore, having to, and then picking up my bags and putting all my stuff away with my achy hands, and then driving with my achy hands and doing all these other things. And it was just the kindness of one girl for 2 weeks before she moved. And it was a wonderful experience. I have a very interesting thing with turmeric. And also too, if you ever get a real quick pimple, you can get some turmeric oil and essential oil, and it'll reduce it down. Like if you ever go on a set or you have to go on TV or you're going to get your picture taken, you got a blemish, a little oil on it real quick will help reduce the swelling. And that's like a little quick tip that people do in the business. So that's all I want to say. I always love that story for me.
Thank you for sharing. I didn't know that story.
All right,
Great.
go ahead and read.
Menthol represents the archetype of the healer with its ability to heal physical ailments and soothe discomfort. Menthol also represents the archetype of the dervish with its ability to help individuals connect with their inner selves and access deeper levels of consciousness. The dervish is a symbol of the soul's quest for wholeness, representing the mystical journey that we all undertake in our lives. The dervish is associated with dancing, a form of ecstatic movement that can help individuals connect with the divine and access deeper levels of consciousness. Menthol's soothing and cooling properties can help individuals relax and let go of their fears and anxieties, allowing them to connect with their inner selves. The connection between menthol and the archetype of the dervish lies in their shared ability to heal and make us whole. Just as the dervish's dancing can help individuals release their burdens and access deeper levels of consciousness, menthol's healing properties can help individuals on their path to wellness and wholeness. Furthermore, the connection between the archetype of the dervish and menthol can be linked to the Jungian concept of the shadow. The archetype of the dervish represents the journey to the center, where we find our completeness. Similarly, the use of menthol can help individuals confront their shadow and bring it into the light, allowing them to heal and become more whole. Menthol's archetypal nature can also be seen in its ability to create a sense of openness and clarity. The archetype of the air, which represents the realm of thought and ideas, is embodied in menthol's refreshing scent. The air archetype can be associated with the mind, intellect, and communication. Menthol scent can create a sense of mental clarity, allowing individuals to focus and communicate more effectively. The air archetype also represents the realm of spirit and the divine. Menthol's refreshing scent can help individuals connect with their spiritual selves, accessing deeper levels of consciousness and opening up to a higher power.
Okay, pause. So I'm just going to pause right there and go ahead and kill the screen, and we'll just go from there because we're going to give you all these different things. But at the end of the day, what I want to do is talk about two things and just kind of open it to the group to see if this is an area that you will go into. Because again, it just may be me because I'm always taking stuff to the next degree when it comes to training, surrender, so on and so forth, service. But I really want to open it up to you guys and see what your thoughts and feelings are. If this is something that you can bring into your service, bring into your kink, bring into your life, bring into your desire. And also a side note, camphor, arnica, and menthol is icy hot. So if you ever want to make icy hot real quick, all you have to do is blend the three, put them in some lotion or put them in a carrier oil and massage it on, and you don't have to go buy icy hot anymore because that stuff's got all kinds of crazy stuff in it. But just throwing that out there. I'm
Sorry, that
sorry,
was, oh, I was just asking, that was camphor, menthol, and what was the third one?
arnica. It's icy hot. It's also if you add turmeric to it, it's tiger balm. For those that know what that is. All right. So how do you think, does anybody see themselves being able to bring this into their service, into their surrender, into their healing ritual, anything like that, or see themselves moving forward with it at all? Thoughts or feelings?
So in my last connection, I actually did do all those things. So after we were done having sex, or she got back from work, or whatever stressful moment she had, I would have a bath ran for her just to loosen up her muscles and kind of get her to de-stress. And then after she got out, I would rub her back. Or again, like I said, after we got done having sex, I would like rub her body down just because I don't know, it felt good to do. But I actually used to make my own products. I used to help a lot of people with make my own products. The specialty item that I got into was toe and foot care, because I see, as being a dancer myself, I see like how like when there's more than enough impact on your feet, then your feet gonna look impacted. So I was like, I'm gonna get into it, and I actually started like concocting my own things. I even got to a point where I would like even boil up my own lavender oil, with coconut oil being the base and carrier oil. And then it got to a point where I wanted to help other people in my family and even, some friends. And it was a joy of mine because I love to help people. Like, healing is for me, I think that's where my submission is based in, healing. I like to offer healing. I like to see what people are going through. And I like to, bring some kind of ease to their pain, not necessarily a remedy, but, if that was a result of that, even better, cool. But I just wanted to offer comfort. And I know that, what my grandmother taught me.
Wait.
I'll wrap it up. Hearing what you talked about, and going over these different herbs, I feel like it's an important part of establishing that love, especially in a relationship, whether it be kink-based or not. Just because, if you want to continue to thrive together, there's got to be some of that healing shared, and why not through what nature provides?
That's Jim. Exactly. We all need to feel cared for. We all need to feel significant. We all want to feel special. And this is just another way to do it. Service is preparation and then offering what you prepared. That's really what it comes down to: prepare and offer. And so if someone says, hey, can you rub my shoulder? If you can access your knowledge base and say, hey, I have some of these things, give me 1 second, let me prepare this and then offer it to you. How's this feel? Great. Let's go from there. Right? Yeah. Herbs and tea baths, home care, but created my own. I missed the last part of that, but yeah, anything you can do to help make a person feel significant, bring significance into their life is really important, because in this day and age, there's not a lot of it there. And, and just to go into it, this is something that I'm also teaching my doms, right? That they need to be able to be, if you can hurt somebody, you can heal somebody. There's no more, I'm going to spank you and just leave you to take care of your own self. There's no more, I'm going to whip you and break your skin open and I'm going to take care of your own self. And you have to be able to provide that love, care, and attention and time to be able to do it. And like Amy said, we both have to be able to give that healing touch and that sense of significance. Selena, yes, I do. I do have that as a part of my course. And for the dominants who are going through my one-on-one course, I do talk about that with them. Selena, give me some thoughts or feelings.
Oh, I'm pretty enthused. I've always wanted to have create a space with herbs and making different types of potions and oils and things, and I just never really got to it. But as well as you know, I'm now starting to create a space. I got a little shelving unit, and I'm excited now to go make some things. I have books that I've had with me for probably 25 years from well, he's a witch. I don't think he's around anymore, Scott Cunningham, but he's done a lot of work and writing on creating these potions and things like that. So I'm not very good at keeping herbs alive in my apartment, but you know, there's other ways to work with that. So I love it. I actually do want to get into it more. And you reminded me, I've not been massaging your hands as much, so we'll get back to that.
You mean these things?
Yep, the little are they frozen? They're stuck. Should I come in there now?
You,
And
you mean these things?
oh.
So here's the thing. If you don't create a reason to do it, you'll never use it. Right? If you don't have some reason to do it, if you don't have someone that means enough to you to do it, if you don't mean enough to you to do it, if your pain doesn't motivate you to do it, you'll never do it. You'll never do it for the sake of doing it. Just like it can't be an experiment. You have to have some type of significance, some type of reason to make it happen. Right? And it's really important that, you know, you just take the time, if not for you, for someone else. Right? And if not for now, in the future, just create some motivation to be able to do that for you or someone else. One of the things that I always do is when I travel, I hate the fact that there's no one to take care of me. And nobody take care of me in the way that I want to. And I have to leave my whole goddamn apothecary here, you know, so I can't make all my own stuff at someone else's house, you know, because it requires, you know, maybe not using the same pot that you cook in. I mean, maybe you want to keep some stuff safe, but to me, I think it's very important to be able to, you know, want to take care of myself or be taken care of by other people to the standard that I want to be taken care of, and with the things that I want to be taken care of, which is organic, healthy, healing, and then bringing the energy into the space. Fire, talk to me.
Okay, so I was going to say it's amazing how this topic has come up this evening, because I was actually thinking about a lot of different things that I've started to incorporate into my life, like, you know, raw spinach and things of that nature. And so like salves and sorry, and different herbs and things like that. I never really was taught anything about herbs, but I've always found them fascinating. And anytime that they have come up, something else come up immediately. My brain was like, ooh, over there. And now, yeah. So as I've gotten older, I love the fact that a lot of things have shifted for me in a lot of different positive ways. So yeah, I think that's awesome. I'm definitely, I have all of the workbooks in like these sleeves. So I do. It's like, I've got a notebook here with all and like extra pages just for like future stuff. So yeah, I'm definitely.
And you know, if somebody saw your book, they might think you're a witch.
Let them think what they want.
I mean, like, it's amazing how, just to go into what would be considered woman's craft in some spaces, anytime you put this much attention into dropping into your authenticity, people can view it as a threat. You knowing yourself, you knowing how to take care of yourself, relieving, not needing someone else in order to do these things for you, whether someone else or system, to be reliant on other things. As soon as you free yourself from the matrix, you become a threat.
Major.
And then like witch doctor, black magic, feminist, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, as soon as we start doing that, you know, it's like now we're a threat.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? You don't need the marketing. You don't need the thing. You're growing your own food. You're growing your own herbs. You're doing your own thing. There's something wrong with you.
Yeah. Like you're doing your own gold thing, and like, yeah, I get gold from trash, and like that's just a waste of time. I was like, for who?
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, very true, very true.
Alexandra, thoughts or feelings?
I don't really have any right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just listening, I think. I mean, I feel like this feels like pretty familiar and not too far from life for me.
Mhm.
But I did have an idea that got me excited. Like, I'm really compelled by this thing that we were talking about, Orpheus, where it's like, I don't know, I guess I'm just starting to put together how little things in between seeing someone weave a structure, like a magical structure that hold the erotic dynamic and perpetuate it. And I
Yes.
really find that fascinating. And so I thought, as we were talking, like, I don't know, wouldn't like, I know that there are kind of collective associations with herbs, and those are amazing and beautiful, but what about individual flowers or like individual plants that have significance because of something that happened in a relationship, and
Mm.
doing things with those plants that then weave that further? And that, of course, you'd have to be careful about them being poisonous or something. Like, it maybe we wouldn't made into a salve, but like that there is this kind of like magic making that can happen by the mythology of the relationship itself, and how plants could factor into that. I guess that was some idea that was going.
That's great. I actually knew this couple, this sub who on their first date, her dom gave her a dozen roses and she dried them out. Right. And on their 30th anniversary, he turned them into a flogger.
Oh my God, so beautiful. Or like, yeah, like taking those roses and then like putting them in honey, and then that honey can be like a, yeah,
Yeah.
some kind of a sacrament, or like a thing that you eat every day and say a prayer, or like a, or put it on whatever, you know, like there's so many things you can do. It'd be so cool. So
Shit, you giving me some ideas. Write all that down because because I love it. Because again, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the ritual, right?
yeah.
But we never stop being in service to ourselves. You should be the beneficiary of your service too,
Mm.
right? It shouldn't be just an outflow, right? That's the problem with the cobbler and the shoes, right? The cobbler never has a good pair of shoes because he never makes any for himself. He always making it for someone else. So many subs feel drained and depleted because they never take the time to be the beneficiary of the magic that they make for themselves.
Mm.
Right.
Totally.
I think that
Yeah.
that to me is really one of the most important parts about the thing. Right. And these are just like starting places because they have spiritual significance and they work within the framework of my, me coaching other people. Right. But there's a whole larger narrative that we should be going into. And I like where you're going. I love what you're thinking. I love what you're talking about. And it's something you're teaching me. You gave me something I'm going to use. So
Oh, thank you.
get ready to eat flour, honey.
I liked this word too, significance, and I know I've heard you say that many times, but just as you were talking, I looked up the definition of it, and I think it's sunk in a different way this time. How?
Did you read it?
Oh, well, the one part there was, actually I closed it now, but the one part that I wrote down that felt real was the quality of being important. But I think like just reading over it, yeah, it was like, that is truly it. It's just even meditating on what significance means, and maybe like in a broader thing would be really useful for me. That word is such a good one, and I feel like it needs me to meditate on it further to really know how to, like, to learn to skillfully gift that to my partners and to learn to skillfully receive it.
I like how you said partners with a plural. Just FYI. Peace. Give me a thought or a feeling. Peace. Are you there? Are you there? Okay.
I'm
Peace.
here, but I put my thoughts in the chat, I believe.
Oh, I can't see him. Okay. We'll see if we can get somebody to read them.
Oh, I have them. She says, I've used herbs in tea, baths, and home care, but haven't created my own salves. I can see myself doing so.
Yeah. You know, another thing that you can do, which is really fun with shea butter, is if you use candles, you can also just melt shea butter into a candle thing, put a wick in it, and now when you drop the instead of doing wax, you're doing shea butter, which is healing for the body. Where in most cases, the wax isn't even wax, it's a chemical, right? And you're putting hot liquid chemicals onto somebody else's body that just seeps in, right? But why not put, you know, a hot oil on somebody's back as opposed to wax? And then it can be rubbed in, it can be massaged in. Has anybody else had a hot wax massage? I mean, a hot oil massage? No?
Oh, yeah.
You guys are
You can also anoint that candle with the oil, so then that'll drip as well. You can use that, or if you're burning it to have more aroma.
Yeah. All right. All right. So I'm glad that we sat here and did this. So I'm going to upload this segment of these cards into the back end. So you guys will always have access to it. You can play with it. You can not play with it. Maybe we'll put some videos of how to me teaching Selena how to make it. Maybe I'll show her how to make it in the kitchen, and we'll record it and then put it up there so you can see how easy it is. I think Fire is doing more work cooking than it's going to take to make these salves, because it's really freaking easy. It always seems harder than it is. And then we'll go from there. So does anybody have any thoughts or feelings that they want to throw out about anything before we close this session? Because I always miss you guys when we're not there.
Wait, is this our last session?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this was
But-
amazing. Oh, good.
Boo.
The 301, 301.
Perfect.
I think we're talking about June. So whatever that first
Yippee.
Saturday is, it'll be the same time slot, and it'll be those 4 consecutive June dates.
Thank God.
It's like, well, come on, man.
So
I
we're
love-
gonna
I
we're
love
gonna
the
make
classes,
it.
but you killed my Saturday. It's 9 o'clock in New York. It's like,
Oh,
I'm
Well,
good
I
with
know
it,
you
though.
want your freaky ISIS. I know you. That's all you worry about is getting in your time. That's all it is.
Amy J, yeah, we don't have the purchase link up yet, but we will do it soon. He wanted to announce it in the class first before we just bombarded you, because I'm also going to send out your guys' completion certificate. So if you want your name to appear a certain way, I mean, I probably still have it from when you guys did 101, but you know, shoot me a message. Hi, Fire, I see you. And I'll get
June
those
is still
emails.
love.
I know. Well, someone is going to graduate on stage, so that's going on, and then I'm taking the girls to Disneyland, and so we wouldn't have it like a princess.
Oh, well, never mind.
Selena.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I finally have my commencement. They only do it once a
Selena.
year, so I got
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I'm gonna
Congratulations, girl.
do the walk.
Selena, can you
Awesome.
put photographs in our group?
Yeah,
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
if Orpheus takes pictures.
Aw.
I can't take pictures with these.
Oh,
I see what you did there. I see.
Part of the healing and the care, taking those photos, hot oil massaging after.
So what
All right.
time in June? Is it at the same, it's 4 o'clock or,
Mhm.
It's always going to be at the same time.
and that's 4 o'clock?
Correct. 4 to 6. So I want to say June 3rd, but let me double check the calendar before I
And then
lie.
don't forget about the retreat.
yeah.
Ah.
Oh,
Retreat.
Oh,
I
Lord.
haven't.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Y'all might have to call the police and tell them to come get me, because I'm not gonna want to leave. I'm just saying. Well, I'm here now.
Maybe you shouldn't leave.
Oh, Natalie doesn't know about the retreat. She's at.
Oh,
No.
Natalie, yeah, we have well, I've invited you to the other retreats before, but we're doing one on the 8th, from the 18th to the 20th. And so it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's going to be in West LA over by Nobu. I think that's over by you actually. And off of La
Of
Cienega,
which-
19 La Cienega,
Which month? Which month?
August.
August, 18th to 20th August. Ooh, it's right down the street from me. Thank you.
Yes. So that's what it says,
Wow.
right down the street from you. So I hope to see you at this one. And it's
How
3
much?
days. Indies, and so we're going to actually have a tea setup. Indigo is huge with these formal teas, with the formal things for lunches and stuff like that. And we're going to, we'll have all that stuff out. And we have an entire floor / dungeon that we're going to be playing in this time. So we're not going to use a house. We're going Airbnb. We actually rented it for 3 days. And I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe that Saturday night will be a party that we're co-sponsoring with another company, another promoter. So you guys will be going to one of the best parties on Saturday night that California has to offer. It's one of those, it was so packed last weekend that people could barely move, but it's a beautiful state. So it's going to be wonderful, very different from what you guys are normally used to, possibly. And I'm looking forward to it. And I know Alexandra and Danielle will be there.
So
And,
can we bring some of our,
yes,
like the costumes that everybody's described today in their archetypal journeys? I want to see like this
You
puppy
can bring
play and the mischievous
everything.
Tinkerbell and
all those things. We're going to write it up. So any suggestions that you guys have, we would love. Submissive Sunday School is definitely happening, but that's going to happen after, because we have it the entire Sunday. So when the event, we're going to carry on with the event just after. So we won't do it in the entirety. We want you hooligans taking over the whole event.
Or if he's,
Yes.
go ahead.
What Amy J is asking, how much?
We haven't determined yet. We're going to put that out soon. But the way we're going to do it is we're going to offer students first, like all my one-on-one students get to choose first, then the people who take these courses, then the email list, and then we'll make a broader opening. So it may be that, my people take everything up right away, which I would, but we'll figure it out. Alexandra?
Oh, okay. What if I were to arrive? The earliest I could possibly maybe arrive, if I can, is Friday night. Would I just get
You can stay with me.
Okay.
I'm not gonna change this room. So you slept in this room before, right? Yeah. So
Okay.
you can have this room, and if you guys can both crash or whatever, but yeah, you don't have to worry about that. We'll take care of you.
Okay.
Lady Isis has a question.
Thank
Are
you.
we all going to be at one hotel, the out-of-town people? Oh, you have
The
frozen.
idea is I'm going to partner up. We're starting at this. Can you see me? Okay. So yes, we're going to try and partner with a hotel down right in the neighborhood and see if we can get a block for people who are staying, who are going to be staying in the hotels.
Thank you.
It'll be all included. When we give you the price, it'll be all included. And the only people that have a different price are people who plan on going home every night and coming back. Any
Can't wait
questions?
for the
Or sleeping in their car? I don't know. What?
Can't wait for the info, and I'm way too old to sleep in cars. Been there, done that.
It's all good, Lady Isis. You know what? You good with me. You want to come in with that fresh car scent? It's all good. So, and maybe we'll even get to see Denise, huh? Maybe Denise will come out and.
I would love to, because I am so new to this world. It all just seems really like, oh man, it's really overwhelming, but I love it. I love it so much. And you guys talk about being flogged and knife play, and I'm like, come on.
Right.
I want to do this.
The best, Denise, the best thing about my events is we're going to do all the stuff, and we're going to show you how to do it, and you're going to learn how to do it. And we're going to experiment on each other. And I'm going to bring in people who are going to supervise. This may even be the first time I bring in additional coaches and teachers. I know Dee Williams, the porn star, wanted to come down and teach a mistress class on how to on female dominance, and she is huge. If you ever look up Dee Williams and just put porn in there, she's a good friend of mine, and she usually comes down and does special classes with me and bottoms for me. She doesn't bottom for many people, but she's one of my favorite people on the planet. So I've been talking to Dee Williams. I've been talking to another guy who taught Indiana Jones how to do whips. I'm like, what's his name? Right. So when we talk about whips, this is Robert Dante. I'm going to say his name. So talking to these people to see if I can afford them, but I won't know until we get all the signups and we see where we are. Any other questions? Yeah, right. And I may even, for people like Peace, I may even have some of my custom bullwhip / cat of nine tails made so that you can have a very different experience. You'll never see them ever again. I'm the only person that uses them. So.
What kind of experience? Wait, are you talking bottoming or topping? Because I throw whips. I don't bottom for whips mostly.
I'm saying that we do both here.
Oh, okay. What's up? Let's go.
That's what I'm saying. We do both. We gonna give and get at this space.
I'm with it.
I had to learn from the bottom. Other people got to learn from the bottom and the top too. I want everybody.
I mean, I do it from the bottom, but I do that as whips are my therapeutic kink. So I get whipped when I know I need to cry and I need to release.
We gonna play with.
Love to be your bottom.
Oh, I like it. Like it. We talking some good stuff up in here. So